Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Mitchell. Today we back with another video. Obviously, you guys look, I've been away for mad long. I haven't been catching up to y'all. I apologize, but look, guys, I'm back. I'm ready, and you guys see my jersey because my New York Knicks. And this is today's video. We're gonna be talking about the New York Knicks championship win and the run that they had. So basically, we know the New York Knicks won the championship in Game 5 against San Antonio. But let's go back a little deeper at the start of the playoffs. Knicks, in the first round, played against the Atlanta Hawks. Beat them in Game 1. Killed them. Bang. And then all of a sudden, this is where Knicks fans were starting to be like, okay, this is going to happen again. This team has a good team and will lose in the first round. They lost the first two games. No, Game 2 and Game 3. My bad. CJ McCollum was going off. Until the Knicks changed their mindset. They were like, we're not letting this team beat us. And they won 3 straight until Game 6. Knicks beat Atlanta by almost 40 points, which was almost most points scored in one game in the NBA playoffs. Which is kind of crazy because I was not expecting it. The Knicks were just playing out of their mind. As we say, the Knicks moved past Atlanta 4-2. They win in 6. Next opponent, we were thinking, okay, you know what? We're probably going to face the Boston Celtics because they're favorites. And then, basically, what we got going on, Boston lost in Game 7 after being up 3-1 to Philadelphia 76ers. Lost. The Knicks played Philly in the second round. Now, people are thinking, okay, it might be a 6-game series. The Knicks will win in 6 or in 5. Me, being the humble person I am, I said, whatever happens, happens. I don't predict the future. So basically, Game 1, Knicks win. Game 2 gets closer until it goes down to the wire, until Brunson hits a big shot to give the Knicks that win. Game 3 and Game 4, the Knicks put BTS on the Philadelphia 76ers in Philly. That is crazy. Now, next game, which is the conference finals, which is a little bit more tougher, we were playing against the Cleveland Cavaliers, which they had a tough road in the playoffs as well going in because they were basically about to lose to Toronto until Ingram got injured, quickly got injured. But Cavs stood together as a team, and they beat them in 7. Then, Cavs played the toughest team in the East, which was the Detroit Pistons. A lot of people were expecting the Pistons to win, and the Knicks will face the Pistons in the conference finals. Pistons had a 3-1 lead. Was it a 3-1 lead? No, it's my bad. It was not a 3-1 lead. So basically, Cade Cunningham was trying to carry that Pistons team with a collapsed lung, which is very impressive for Cade Cunningham, which is like, people are going to be saying, oh my God, he's better than Jalen Brunson. Okay, you might think he's better than Jalen Brunson. Knicks fans are going to say Jalen Brunson's better than Cade. You got to give Cade Cunningham credit for carrying this team. But the Cavs, like I said, stuck together. They played together. They were hooping. They won 3 games in a row, and then they beat Detroit in 7. Now we're going on to the conference finals. The Knicks versus the Cavs. People were debating this left, right, and center, saying the Knicks will win in 6. Oh, the Cavs will win in 6. Maybe this game will go to a 7-game series. But then, Game 1, Knicks start off the game terrible, shooting the ball terrible, until the Cavs were up 22 going into the third quarter. And then, the unthinkable happened. The Knicks never gave up. They kept playing, and they came back and came back and came back. Until they won Game 1 in overtime, thanks a lot to Shamet for tying the game up. And then basically towards the end in overtime, it was all Jalen Brunson. Just keep scoring, attacking James Harden, because we all know James Harden is not a great defender. He's terrible. And then Game 2 happens. Starting to get a little closer, but the Knicks still got the job done. Game 3 in Cleveland, which I watched that game, and it was pretty crazy to me because Knicks were actually playing not bad. The Cavs were playing not bad. until the Knicks just kept going and going. They wanted this more than the Cavs. Until towards the end of the game, I remember Jalen Brunson going for a wide open layup. The Cavs just stopped playing defense. They gave up, basically. And then in game 4, that's when the Knicks were like, okay, we're going to blow them out. We're going to make it to the finals. Bang. Now this, all of a sudden, people are telling me, Mitchell, Knicks made the finals. This is a successful run in the playoffs. But guess what? It don't mean nothing without the championship. And the Knicks made it to the finals against a high favorite San Antonio Spurs team who beat OKC in 7 in OKC, which is crazy. And going into this series, Knicks are underdogs, obviously, because the Spurs, we know, with Wembanyama, De'Aaron Fox, Castle, Harper, Champagnie, all these great guys playing. And then game 1 happens. Spurs have an 18 or 20 point lead going into the game. Knicks come back just how they did it in the Cleveland series in game 1, and they took game 1. In San Antonio, game 2 is getting very, very close. Knicks were down until Jalen Brunson was kind of getting the team back and forth, until Wembanyama throws a turnover, which throws the ball to Stephon Castle's back. Brunson steals it, and then Brunson gets fouled. He hits 2 free throws, and the Knicks up by 1 point. All they need is just 1 bucket. And then as soon as the inbound play happens, Wemby shoots it. Knicks fans are probably like, oh my God, it's Wembanyama. He's supposed to be making it. But guess what? He missed it. And that was a huge turnaround because Mitchell Robinson did a great job contesting on that shot. And Knicks are up 2-0 in the playoffs. Going into the Garden. Game 3, Knicks start off with the game again terribly. Game 1, Game 2, and Game 3, they just started shooting bad until they kept finding their rhythm in Game 1 and Game 2. And then Game 3 was like Spurs were making everything. They were making everything until the Knicks were kind of coming back until the Spurs pulled away their lead and they won Game 3. Game 4, Spurs came to the Garden, were shooting lights out from 3, breaking the 3-point record for most threes in one half, which was crazy. And Champagnie was hitting shots. Vassell was hitting shots. Harper, Castle, Wemby, everyone was hitting shots. Knicks were not making anything. Knicks go down 29 points. And then in the third quarter, they kept going and going and going and going. And then in the fourth quarter, it was getting closer and closer. Jalen Brunson was making shots. OG Anunoby was hitting shots. Cat was making some tough plays. And then Mikal Bridges was doing his thing. Josh Hart doing his thing. And after that, sorry guys, I'm going to take off the jersey because it is kind of getting hot in here. But listen, we'll put this right over the chair like this. Okay. So continue talking about Game 4. Game 4, what I remember is both teams were playing defensively really well. Brunson was making his shots. Wemby was kind of slowing down. The Spurs were kind of getting cold there. And then after that, basically, the Spurs, they go up by 1 thanks to De'Aaron Fox mid-range jumper. Mike Brown calls timeout, basically. The play was for Jalen Brunson to get the ball and just let him do his thing. Until Brunson got the ball. Wemby and Fox are trying to double team. Brunson releases the shot, misses, and then people are like, okay, yeah, it's over. 2-2. Going to San Antonio until the OG Anunoby comes flying like this and tips the basketball into the basket, and the Knicks up by 1. And then Spurs call a timeout. There's like 2 seconds left in the game. Dylan Harper's inbounding. Cat is standing like this. He's jumping, trying to get the ball. And then basically, Dylan Harper throws it, but Cat gets a really crucial fingertip on that ball, and that prevents Castle to take a bad shot. But guess what? He tries to shoot it and foul bait a little bit, but Josh Hart luckily had his hands up all the way, made sure not to foul, and then the Knicks go up 3-1. Game 4. This decides everything. Game 4 was the game where Spurs were continuing just to perform in Game 4. They were shooting lights out, playing well. Knicks were getting clamped up a little bit. Jalen Brunson was the only one trying everything to keep his team into this game. And then going into the fourth quarter, they were down. I think by 10 or double figures somehow. Knicks came back. Brunson put up a masterpiece, scoring 45 points in the game. That is tied for third most in NBA history. He's tied with Michael Jordan right now with 45. Yeah, and the only two people ahead of him is Giannis and Bob Pettit. That's the only guys, basically. And listen, Jalen Brunson scored 45. Wemby went to go hit his 3, missed it. OG with the rebound, throws the ball up, and then the announcer is saying, Knick fans, it's not a dream. It's not anything. It's a real sequence. The New York Knicks are the 2026 NBA championship. And I was so emotionally about this because people are going to obviously know I became a Knicks fan basically when Julius Randle first came to the Knicks. And I knew the struggle that the Knicks were dealing with because when we first got Julius Randle and the Knicks were making the playoffs, played against Atlanta in the first round, I was confident the Knicks were going to win. But guess what? We lost. Then we got Brunson, played against Miami, lost to Miami, played Indiana back-to-back years, lost to them back-to-back years. We get Cat, and then just keeps being a struggle until in 2026, we finally did it. We broke that 53-year drought of not winning a chip. And guys, I'm very proud to be a Knicks fan. And all you people, Knicks fans, that are going to the parade, just make sure to be safe because I'll just be watching it at home because I'm not ready for what Knicks fans are going to be doing there because Knicks fans are crazy. Okay, guys, so basically that's everything we're going to talk about the series and the Knicks playoff run. Now, guys, as we know, a special day is coming. The NBA draft is going to come out. So basically, the Knicks, they have the 24th pick, the 31st pick, and I think the 55th pick, which for me, as Knicks winning the championship, I love that because the Knicks get a good first round, they can get a good first round player, and they can get 2 good second round players, which I'm telling you guys right now, this draft class is stacked. They have so many good players, basically. And I would love a crazy player to come to New York and play and show their skill. Basically, that's what I would love. So this is how, guys, obviously I have the draft board up. I just gotta, keep clicking the draft buttons because I'm gonna tell you who I feel like I want the Knicks to draft and how they would fit and how I want the Knicks offseason to go. So let's just do this for that. The Knicks got the 24th pick, which I'm actually very happy with that. Okay, so now this New York Knicks team, the 2024 Knicks team, this team won a championship. Now there's a lot of confusion about it. Do the Knicks let go of Mitchell Robinson and Landry Shamet to have cap space to sign a good free agent? Maybe do the Knicks let Clarkson go and then let Alvarado go? Knicks maybe should trade Deuce McBride. I don't know. Whatever happens. But I'm going to tell you guys what I think the Knicks should do. Re-sign Mitchell Robinson and re-sign Landry Shamet. Those 2 guys off our bench are the main pieces. You could sign Alvarado maybe to like a 1-year contract if he accepts a minimum because he was actually crucial for us in the playoffs. I would love that. And then, look, we're going to have no Jeremy Sohan because I think we're just going to let him walk. We're going to let, Jordan Clarkson leave because, listen, we're not going to try to give him the money that he wants. I feel like the Knicks might need to trade a couple players. I feel like I would trade Tyler Kolek and Pakum Dadier and maybe a pick to get some valuable bench depth. But whatever happens, happens. So with the 24th pick, there's a lot of players that I've been reading that the Knicks would love to have in their roster. And some of those players that I read, I don't feel like I would love them in New York, but I will tell you my picks I wish the Knicks would draft. So there's actually four. Wait, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, six guys that I want one of those guys to be drafted by the Knicks. So first we got Jaden Quintenson from Kentucky, which he'll be good, but the only issue is, so basically he is dealing with the injury right now. I don't know if he's going to be back to full fitness or he's going to be fully healthy. He did average 5 points, 5 rebounds, shot 57% from the field, but look, I don't think the Knicks would get him. Then we got Isaiah Evans, who's definitely an option. I would love a two-way guard that could shoot, could defend. He played for the Duke Blue Devils, scored 15 points, shot 43% from the field. But look, under Mike Brown's offense, this guy could be actually really good. Obviously, I'm going to keep Isaiah Evans as an option. Koa Pete will be really nice because he's a guy who could stretch the floor. He's 6'8", 235 pounds. He's averaging 14 points, grabs 6 rebounds, and shoots 52% from the field, which is actually pretty solid for a power forward. So I wouldn't mind Koa Pete, basically. And then actually, I think I wouldn't want Koa Pete because I feel like this is a little issue right there. Then we got Morris Johnson. Morris Johnson from Michigan. He declared for the draft. He's averaging 13.7 rebounds, shooting 62% from the field. I saw this guy play in the March Madness Finals, guys. He was really good. He was blocking everyone. He was playing defense. He was scoring the ball when Michigan needed him. And that I would love the Knicks to get him as a good backup for OG Anunoby to provide that physicality. Because OG, we know how aggressive he wants to be. And I would love that. Next, guys, in the previous videos, I've been saying I want the Knicks to draft this guy, Malik Thomas. I would love the Knicks to get him because he's 6'5", can play the point guard, can play the shooting guard. If Knicks don't want to give Alvarado a contract, draft Malik Thomas, who could be a good backup point, which you could have Malik, could play at the 2, could play at the 1. He's 6'5", tall enough to literally defend. He could, shoot the ball. He has a mentality. Malik's a dog. I'm telling you. He averaged 16 points, had 3 assists, 4 rebounds, shot 43% from the field, shot almost 40% from 3. And this is what they say about Malik Thomas. He's a great shooter, has a long range, good with the ball in his hands, super high motor, hustler. He's a really good passer, which you obviously might not see. He's not averaging the good amount of assists. But I think Malik Thomas will be a big surprise if the Knicks draft him. And he could be an all-star in the future. I'm telling you. He is a really good player. And then next, I think Knicks would need is if Mitchell Robinson resigns, that means I would love the Knicks to get a backup center maybe. Or actually a guy who could start at center maybe. Like someone else. So that's why I was saying I feel like I would love is Henry Vesser from North Carolina, who he could actually space the floor, guys. He's a shooter. He could play well as a big man. He averaged 17 points, grabbed 9 rebounds, shot 61% from the field, which is amazing. So I would love to Knicks to draft him. And also there was another guy named Zuba Jeffer from St. John's. I saw him play at St. John's. He was insane. He averaged 16 points, 7 rebounds, 53% from the field, but he's 6'9", which if you're giving 7 rebounds to 6'9" guy, that's basically, imagine him and Josh Hart hustling for rebounds. That would be insane. So basically what I would love for the Knicks to do in the 24th pick of the draft is to draft Malik. That's automatically who I want the Knicks to get, is Malik Thomas. If we get Malik, that would be such a good thing because now we don't have to worry about signing Shamet or getting Clarkson a contract or Alvarado a contract. So basically I would love that. And then what's it called? Now we're gonna move on to the 31st pick after I'm gonna click a couple more guys. Tyler Tanner, whatever, who cares? 30 pick Dallas Mavericks. That's condone. Okay, now with the New York Knicks 35th pick. Now we drafted Malik. Now it's like, okay, what do the Knicks need? They could get a backup shooting guard or a good power point guard. But I feel like what they do need is a power forward that could give OG Anunoby some good minutes. So I feel like the Knicks should get Morez Johnson Jr., a guy who could play the 4, could play the center role. He's actually a good player. And can we go and check Morez Johnson, like what they say about him, the scouting reports? So smaller center here, but I think he can get a hit with inside defender. But I think he got a type guy who glue and spread the floor. Team fit Celtics is another center depth. So basically, they're saying that he could do the job that he needs to do because he is 250 pounds. He's a really good player, and he's very athletic. So imagine having him and OG Anunoby at the backcourt. Not the backcourt, but like playing at the 4. That would be insane. So basically, that's what I think the Knicks should do is get Morris Johnson. And then going into just picks, I would listen. If the Knicks do draft Isaiah Evans instead of Malik, I still wouldn't be mad about it because Isaiah Evans is still a good guy who could play defense and score the ball. I wouldn't mind that. So basically, whatever. I don't really care. But look, I obviously hoping the Knicks can get a backup big because I would love because Porty is decent enough to play, but at the same time it's like, come on, like we don't need him really. I would like a guy who could be a little more aggressive into the paint, get better rebounds, and you know what? We could trade Huck Porty to get more picks, and I would love that because I feel like Knicks need to trade their young players like Kolek, Dadier. Diawara could stay. He can get some minutes, like if we need him. Huck Porty, listen, we could trade him if we want to get picks for next year's draft because we don't have that many picks. I think we only have 2nd round picks. So basically, that's what we got. Now let me just like go to the Knicks pick right now, which is 55th pick in the draft. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm very proud the way the Knicks draft is gonna look. Because they only have 1 first-round pick and 2 second-round picks, which a lot of teams only have like either 1 first-round pick and then they don't even have a second-round pick, which is ridiculous for them. But let's see. Okay, Billy Richmond goes to Washington. Okay, we're close. Just need to keep pressing draft button for 3 more players. Lugano, whatever. This guy. So we got the Golden State Warriors with the 54th pick. They'll just take Baba Miller, whatever his name is. Okay, now guys, there's one player in this draft I hope falls into there, and there's a guy who I saw play at UConn, and I'm not gonna lie, he was really good. I actually really liked him a lot. So the player I want the Knicks to get is Terrace Reed Jr., a 6'11" power forward / center, could play both positions. He's like a Huck Porty type of guy, but a better player in my opinion. He averaged 15 points in college. He had 9 rebounds, shot 61% from the field. This guy was so good, and he was a really good finisher at the rim. So guys, so that's basically the end of me choosing the New York Knicks draft picks. So like I said, now we made the picks. Now I want to see what the Knicks can do to keep this team the same, but also try and contend for a championship. So I feel like Knicks should just let Jeremy Sohan, let Jordan Clarkson just walk and let them move on. That's what I think. I think maybe trade Pakhom Dadier and maybe get some draft capital back. That I wouldn't mind that, like a 2nd round or 2 second round picks for Dadier. That would be fine. Kolek, if we probably would keep him, but I don't know about that. And then look, with Malik coming in, Morez Johnson coming in, Terrace Reed coming in, And if Shamet's not going to be... And you know what? I low-key would do this. Trade Deuce McBride to get more draft capital and have Malik Thomas play as a backup point guard. And don't re-sign Alvarado. I wouldn't be surprised if the Knicks do that. But, hey, whatever happens, happens. So Malik goes at the backup point guard position for Jalen Brunson, which is really good because Malik could play. If you want to put Malik with Jalen, that would be even better because Malik could defend, he could score, he could do a lot. And then you got Morez Johnson who could play the 4, backup OG Anunoby. And if the Knicks want to play this lineup, they want to play a double big lineup where Cat goes to the 4, and they could put Terrace Reed at the 5, or they could put Mitch at the 5 and then Cat together, and then they could take out Mitch. Actually, they could take out, what's his name, Cat, and then put Terrace Reed back in. Or they could take out Mitchell Robinson, put Terrace Reed and Huck Porty. This is the thing about this draft. This draft class has so many good players in there that I wouldn't even know who the Knicks would draft. So I hope those are the 3 players the Knicks draft, and I hope everything will look good. Okay, guys, thank you for watching this video. I know I've been just yapping this whole video, but look, it's showing my knowledge, and for your team, you guys should be doing this too. And I was talking a lot about the New York Knicks, which that's the end of this video. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, turn on these post notifications, and I'll see you next video. Peace.